guys, we're still working on the book cover. You can tell, same day. Just thought I'd film ahead, and then the rest of the week I'll kind of fill in the blanks. So I'm like, what are we going to do with the back side of it? I don't like this color. Love the size, but I don't like the color. And I thought, it almost matches. But what about Payne's Gray? It's kind of a dark blue. And then I thought, well, so let's do a little swatch. Let's swatch it out. Only way we're going to find out, right, is to this might work. This is a really dark, almost black. We'll give that a minute to dry, but what do we think? I'm looking at it. It's real shiny from where I'm at. I'm wondering if that's going to work. Maybe I want to do it this way. We'll let it dry. We'll let it dry. But I should have let this gold dry because I got it off and on here. But that's okay. I mean, I can go back over it with some of the burnt umber and make it look like aged, like these are aged spots. Yeah, we could do that. I would love to know more about that background, but I probably never will because I don't have that kind of time to research it. Come on, Payne's Gray dry. So anyhow, I'm thinking I'll paint this the Payne's Gray if it works out. Maybe. That's what I'm thinking. Get her dry. Or I want to go with that dark brown. I think I'll try a dark brown on this opposite side. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'll go get some dark brown. Be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and we are still trying to determine if we want the Payne's Gray, which, if you ask me, that looks black. But if we put it on a different color, does it still look as black? And yeah, look, to me, Payne's Gray and black are pretty close. Although I know it has a blue color to it. Like you can see the blue in it, but anyhow, so didn't see a whole lot of difference. And it's still not out of the running, although I wanted to try a little bit of a different technique where we use some dark brown, and we are going to deliberately, so I painted it first with black, and we are deliberately going to cover this, leaving brush marks, like light. I don't want it to go all the way through. I don't want to do a complete coverage, is what I guess I'm trying to say. Because there's a method to my madness, and what I want it to look like is a wood grain. Okay? Excuse me, guys. I'm still at that stage where instantly my throat dries up. Okay, so see, we got that. And we're just brushing it on so it kind of looks like wood. We don't want a complete coverage. And then I will wash my brush, and we'll come back with a lighter brown. Now you want to see this technique done really well, go watch an Ara Bentley video where she ages something or makes it look like wood. It's incredible. Again, we're just going to come in. So Some of our lines are going to be a little darker than others, or you know what I mean, our browns are going to be a little more dense, okay? So I'm going to wash my paintbrush, and when we come back, we'll put in the lighter brown, and possibly, see, this is called dry brushing, and possibly some maybe some a lighter brown for sure, but maybe sorry guys, I drew a blank. We'll come in with some lighter, and then if we need to, we'll go back over it with the darker. All right, be right back. All right, here's our last dry brush, and this one we really don't want much on there, like just barely. We're just giving it a hint of depth. And if it looks like too much, we'll go back in and go back over it with the darker brown. Not a problem. In fact, we probably will. Or with the black. Maybe with the black. We'll see. You just kind of got to go back and forth until you get... And I'm going crazy with it here, and guess what? I got to repeat this when we go over to do the big gem. Gem as in diamond, ruby. All right, let's put a little darker brown here, and maybe we can mix the two of them to get a third color. See, you just want to keep going back and forth with your different colors. Covering up, going over, creating new, until you get a wood green look. All right, let's add a little drop of black. A little drop of black, Rhonda. Hopefully that's not too much. Mix them all up. Let's put a little darker brown in there. We don't want it black. We want it a really dark brown. Let's see what we get here. Oh, maybe a little more black. Again, you don't want it black, but you don't want it brown either. Got to be that in-between color, right? We're going to dry brush. Give it some shadow. Again, like I said, you want to see a pro, go do this. Head over to Bentley. Ara Bentley over on Bentley House. Bentley House, yeah. So there's our semi wood green look. Now to me, that's going to be our ideal color. I'm going to go dry my brush while we wait for that to dry. And I thought, why not create a third one? Never know when we'll need it, right? All right, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, moment of decision. The Payne's Gray by itself behind it doesn't look bad. I mean, black or that dark gray would really go with anything, right? That would be a good choice. And then here's that wood grain. So what I think I like is the wood grain. I believe that's our color right there. So I'm going to, right now, paint the cover of the book cover black. I'm not going to do the spine. Okay, the spine we're going to leave because I'm going to wind up covering it with fabric. Remember, the cover will go on like so, and then there'll be fabric up to, but not over here. And I feel like that's going to be a good journal. Oops, sorry, not in focus there. And then I got to determine, do I want it to lay kind of like that, where the cover looks like it's just resting, like it's a photo resting on the book? Or do I want to go straight? So I'm going to ask you to answer that question in the comments. And I probably will do a community post on it. And see, I'll do like a poll. Laying on the cover, because it would fit, barely, but it would fit. Could also do it like that. Like it's just laying on the book. Like if you picked up the book, it would fall off. Or do we want to do it straight? Or slightly angled? All right, I will do a poll on that as soon as I've posted this video. So don't forget to go over to the poll and vote. So we're going to gut the book right now, because that's what you got to do. This is an old Reader's Digest, and I don't know what the copyright on it is. We'll look. But I know the signatures are sewn in. And then I've got to do, got it upside down, don't I? It's not going to matter, because when we're done with it, it's going to be unrecognizable. And actually, I should take photos of the before and after, shouldn't I? All right, yeah, so this is a Reader's Digest 1940. And this has got some really good pages selected by Theodore Roosevelt and the staff of the Reader's Digest. How to keep young mentally, don't growl, kick, to bore or not to bore. Oh, interesting. So there's a lot of little stories in here. This is kind of cute. Boiled camel. That's not what I meant was cute. Like, only 100 years ago, Virginia contained a fifth of the whole population of the country. A man who jeered at the preacher or criticized a sermon was fined. 2 stagecoaches bore all the travel between New York and Boston. A day laborer considered himself well paid with 2 shillings a day. The whipping post and the pillory were still standing in Boston and New York. Buttons were scarce and expensive, and the trousers were fastened with pegs or lace. Leather breeches, a checked skirt, a red flannel jacket, and a cocked hat formed the dress of the real artisan. Beef, pork, salt fish, potatoes, and hominy were the staple diet all the year round. Quoted in the National Glass Budget. Oh, that's pretty cool. Atrocity charges in the Civil War. Teaching your child religion. There's a lot of different little things in here that I probably won't read. But anyhow, this is good fodder for... we could actually make a library pocket with this, just like it is. Let me make sure I got that about right. And then this side, about the same, about like the, well, nope, it's got to be more than that, don't it? But I wanted the front to show, I wanted that to show. The Reader's Digest reader. Well, it'll make for a good pocket. Good pocket. That'll work. We won't throw that away. All right. More of that later. right now, like I said, we're going to start by painting one cover and then the other. And again, it's not going to matter because this is going to get covered. We're going to repair this. We're going to put something in there. And for now, we're just going to paint. We're going to paint this cover and this cover. And then I will add the browns after the initial coat of black paint. And I might just mix the Payne's gray in there. See, now whenever it's like this, you can see that blue. Like it's got a blue tint to it. And this doesn't. But on the cardboard, you really can't. I mean, that looks... What if we just did this? Let's see how close it is. I'm just curious, right? There's got to be a difference. Oh, yeah. Once you put them like that. Looks like a difference. We'll let that dry. We'll let that dry. That's my famous word of the day. Let that dry, or famous sentence of the day. All right, so, but when we come back, I'll have had this painted and ready to put the lady on. All right. Thanks for watching.